Okay, so here we are right now. I'm recording this, so I'm just going to open up what's in here. So currently I have the front end code, which is this is the code base for the front end. This is the postman, which I'm going to use for back end to test all the routes that I'm going to create. And right now this is the back end code base. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my GitHub for me to see what I'm going to work on. So here we go. So I just opened this issue that I'm going to work on just, if you can see here, 6 minutes ago. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create an invoice items interface and model schema. So I'm going to do that now. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create an interface for the items. And if you're wondering what items are, I'm just going to open here. Wait. I'm just going to start our app for you to see what the items are. Yep, so this is the app. And I'm going to start the server so that our front end app connects to the server, and then it will be logged in, because it won't be logged in unless if it's connected to the server. So right now let's just wait for our back end code to initialize. So it's still waiting for the back end. Okay, so there you go. So it already has MongoDB in it. So it will now be logged in. Just give it a moment. Usually if it's initializing, it really will take a bit of time. And so there you go. So I'm just going to here in the templates. So this simulates that we are logged in. So this is the code that I'm going to use. This is the authorization code. It's the authorization token. So as you can see, our Firebase ID token, and that is what I'm going to use here in the postman for us to simulate that we are logged in. So there you go. This is the auth token I'm going to use, and let me just test if we are logged in. It will give back some data if we are logged in. So there you go. We're now currently logged in. And what I'm going to create is items. So I already created this items, zero function items for, I think that was a week ago, or no, just, yeah, a week ago. So in case if you're wondering what an item is, so this is an item from 0. So this is an item of 0. It consists of code, a name, and is sold, which is a boolean, true or false, is purchased, true or false. So what we're going to do now is to exactly follow this one, except for the update etc, because it's not relevant currently at the app. So let's go. Let's create that one. So as you can see there, it consists of code. So I'm just going to memorize it. So yeah, I'm going to do it now. So as you can see, the structure here is there's a resources and there's an interface. So what I'm going to do, as what I see on the test that I assigned myself, is that I'm going to create an interface and a model. So for going to create an interface first, so it's item. And then if I'm going to follow what is the structure here that I also created, it's item interface. Yeah, so I'm going to be transferring on my other keyboard, so give me a moment. Yeah, there you go, already transferred. So it's interface, item interface. Yeah, I'm just going to export that one. So item interface, if I could remember, it consists of, for all our apps, it consists of an ID. This is for MongoDB. And I'm also going to add a company ID. And yep. And also a zero tenant ID. That is not really included in what you see here. But I just added this because it is common for all of the interfaces to have this one in our app to find it specifically. So I added that one. So right now we're going to start it. So I think it consists of, first it's the code. Wait, it's code. It's a string value. String, it's like letters of A, B, C, D, so alphabet. Yeah, so next one is item ID. Yep, so item ID, this is going to be unique. Also, if I could remember, it's sold, it's boolean, it's purchased, also boolean, and if I can remember, description, and I think there's string. So if you really are developing, I think you'll be used to memorizing some data types regarding about the specific data. So that's why I sort of remember it as let me just remember that one. Is tracked as inventory. Okay, is tracked as an inventory. Yeah, as inventory. Inventory is boolean, and the last one is sales details. So sales details consist of unit price, is a number if I could remember, and account code, which is a string, and then tax type, which is a string. So I think this is it. We're now complete. Wait, I have a typo here. Yeah, there. Yeah, it's not supposed to be capital letter, it's small. So now that I've created an interface, the next one that I'm going to do is create a model for that one. So yeah, so item model .cs. Yeah, so it sounds about right. So we can actually go to the boilerplate code, but to save us some time, I'm just going to copy the template that I created here. So this one, I'm just going to rename this. So instead of using this company interface, what I'm going to do is actually export the item interface, because that's the interface that we're going to base this model on, the item model. So yeah, so import item interface, and that is what I'm going to do here. Yep, so I'm going to delete this one, interface. Yeah, so I'm just going to do some renaming. So this is item schema now, and I'm just going to delete everything here except for the company ID. But actually it doesn't have company ID, so I'm just going to delete everything. Yeah, there you go, so already deleted. And this is not the company model anymore. It's actually called a item model. So change that one. And this is actually not a company interface, it's item interface. And instead of calling this company, I'm just going to call this item. Oh, yeah, what do we have here? Yeah, so I think we're now good. So just going to follow some of the template here on the contact model regarding about this one. Okay, so copying that, because if you can see, it's company ID, zero tenant ID, and also item ID, but in here it's contact ID, so we're just going to change the name. So there you go. So instead of contact ID, this is going to be an item ID. As we can see, TypeScript is really smart. Item ID, and yep, so instead of contact ID, it's going to be item ID, and this is the unique value that we're going to be putting in. So is sold is actually a type of true, boolean, sorry. This time it's going to be capitalized the type, because we are now using the mongoose MongoDB, and this is their own format, so we're just going to follow that one. So is sold is boolean, then is purchased is type of boolean too. And let me see if I forgot something. Yeah, I forgot something. It's the code, which is a type of string, and actually it is required. Item code is required. Yeah, there you go. So this purchase description is a type of string, because it's alphabet, and the data type for that one is tracked as inventory. This is a type of boolean, because it's either true or false. And then the last one is sales details. Sorry, yeah, sales details, and that's a type of object. So this object consists of unit price, which is a number. Yeah, number. Always forgot to capitalize it. Count code, which is a string. And the last one is text type, which is a string. So there you go. Already finished with the model for that one. So let me just make sure that I really got this correctly. So mongoose item interface. So we're using this one. Okay, and there's something that I also forgot. So when creating an interface, I usually create an update interface. So wait, item update interface. So this item update interface, what this does is it has the same interface as the item interface, but I'm going to do all of the fields is going to be optional, so that if we're going to be having some update function, so they can either put every field is going to be optional, because if we're not going to have the field all optional, so they need to input all of the fields and they need to be updated. So that's why I just put it in optional, so that they can either choose or just pick the fields that they just wanted to update, and not really choose all of the fields that doesn't need to be updated. Yeah, there you go. So we're now finished for the first task, and yeah. So next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to stop the server. I'm going to format it. So I've already added some scripts for formatting all of the maybe we're having some typos. Yep. So next one is I'm going to test. It's not really actually just one test, so I'm just going to add all the other tests maybe in the future. So let's just wait for it. I actually just added it here, the one that I created. So what I did is test all, so it will run the test, the check format, we'll check the format, and then check the length if we have some typos that doesn't adhere to our code practices. It will check the types, and it will just build a production build. So now that we have succeeded, it's going to add everything, commit it. So if you can go back to the GitHub, so it's issue number 102, so that's what we have resolved. Result number 102. Then this is a feature, and then my name, then added. Yeah, so it's invoices, item, interface. and model. Yeah, so that's what we have created. Yeah, going to commit this one now. So it will run everything. It will, go through the Husky pre-commit hook. So it will test the code if it adheres to the code standard that we have implemented here in the code base using the linters and the formatters. So basically it will just run the test all that I have run earlier. Yeah, so let's just wait for it a bit. Time check, I think it's already 15 minutes since I have taken that task that I assigned to myself. Yeah, there you go. So it's already been committed. So the next part is I'm going to push everything. Oh no. So I actually pushed it into main instead of creating a branch for it. But never mind, it's still the same. It's actually committed here. So I'm supposed to create a new branch for this one, but I just committed it directly to the main. So yeah. So I'm just going to link that pull request that I did. Yeah, so let me just yeah, so there's actually no pull request for this one, so I'm just going to copy the this one, the commit code. So this one, just going to copy this one, and yeah, resolved, and yeah. So just going to comment this, then close the issue. So it's already been done. Now the next issue that I'm going to tackle next is, oh wait, did I close all of the issue? Oh yeah, so that's not supposed to be closed. The issue that I have created is already closed here. So I'm just going to reopen this one then. Sorry. So I'm just going to reopen this issue. This is actually not resolved. This is the next that I'm going to be tackling. Alright, so we're now done with the other one. So the next one is this one. So just going to record it in another section. Okay, so great. We've already finished the interface and the model schema. Yeah, right here. So invoice interface is already finished. Let us see what we created. Yeah, there you go. This is what we created. We have pushed in the code base. Sorry, so bye bye.